Hi everybody, my name is Noha and welcome to this foam roller Pilates sequence. This will be a really great sequence for stabilizing and opening the hips and for releasing the legs and the back. So we're going to start having the roller horizontally across the mat and place it just underneath at the bottom edge of the rib cage. So you're just leaning back like a chair. And then you're going to bring the hands behind the head, interlace the fingers. Pull the abs in, and we're going to inhale, sending energy out of the top of the head and extending the back over the roller. And exhale, coming up into a chest lift. And inhale over, so keeping the abdominals connected even in this lengthening part of the exercise. And exhale, lift. And inhale, reaching. And coming up. 2 more like that. And last one. And exhale, coming up. We're just going to sit here in this halfway position. And we're going to bring the feet together and swing the legs to one side. And then we're going to rotate that top elbow towards that side. And you might want to adjust the foam roller so you can get a nice massage and release on the underneath side of the shoulder. And we keep the legs where they are and open up, rotate. Keep breathing. And you want to think about softening all of the tissue that's coming into contact with the roller. And enjoying that release. Exhale, opening up. And one more time on that side. And then you're going to bring the legs through the center and send them over to the other side, reaching that top elbow up and over and finding that position of the roller that works for you. And inhale over. And one more time. And bring the legs back to the center. And then you're going to come up a little bit into a small chest lift so you're supported in the neck and connected through the abdominals. And then press into the feet, lift the hips up, and give yourself a nice massage by rolling forward and back. And again here, you can just find which part of the back that feels good for you today to release. And a couple of more breaths here. And bringing the pelvis down. And you're going to bring the roller up, sit over it, and then lie back down. And you're going to make sure that it's right underneath the sacrum here. You hold the sides of the roller with your hands, and then bring one leg into tabletop and the other. Sending the feet up to the ceiling. Keeping those ribs connected and the abdominals engaged, we're going to rotate the legs externally in the hip and send them out to the side and exhale, center. And reaching them long and away and center. And long. You can always flex the feet here and really lead with the heels if you want to get a different sensation of those inner thighs, the adductors working here. And exhale. And one more. And exhale, center. We're going to split the legs into an even scissor and then circle them in opposite directions and bring them through center and continue helicoptering them around. This is called the helicopter. You want to really reach that bottom leg long and try to bring that top leg as close as you can. Finding that hip flexor and hamstring stretch. And enjoying that full range of motion in the hip joint. And changing direction. Keep breathing. And 4. Keep working that external rotation as much as possible. And last 2. And last 1. And we're going to bring the legs both up and turn them into parallel. And this time we scissor again, keeping it in parallel and sending the other leg away. And 2 little pulses, exhaling and exhale and exhale, exhale. And 3 and 2 and 1. And next time you're going to bend that lower leg and tip the toe on the ground and start cycling, and start cycling. Reaching that leg away. Okay, so from here. It's hot. Okay, we're going to move into the bicycle now. Starting with the scissor, bending that bottom leg this time and tipping the toe on the ground as you cycle through. Trying to reach that underneath leg far away, finding that nice stretch in that bottom hip flexor. And 3 and 2 and last one, bringing both legs up and just letting the knees drop to the chest. And you're going to take your hands and roll the foam roller away from you and just try to catch it with your feet. The center of the foot is over the roller and the legs are in parallel. Arms are by the side of the body. We're going to inhale and exhale, curl the pelvis and roll up into a bridge. And you can really feel here how the hamstrings are maybe working a little harder, trying to stabilize on that rolling surface. Inhale and exhale up. Inhale and rolling down vertebra by vertebra, controlling that return. Inhale and last one to come up. And from here, we're just going to send the roller away and bring it closer for 10 and 9. Keeping those hips high. You want your arms to be quite active here so you can support that work in the hamstring and glutes. And 3 and 2 and last one. Rolling down and rest. You can just send the legs straight over the roller. Bring the roller somewhere into the middle of the calf and just roll the legs in and out. Okay, and now we're going to sit up, and now comes the fun part. I want you to take the roller about halfway across the mat, and you're going to start by sitting on top of it, and then using your hands to balance, send the bottom leg long and away, lifted just off the mat, and that top leg is bent. And you're going to use your hands and that front foot to guide and balance as you move the roller. So you should be feeling a release here in that big tract of connective tissue along the side of the thigh. And again, you can just roll as far down towards the knee and up towards the hip, wherever feels good for you. By good, I mean maybe a little challenging. And what you want to do is just breathe into that tension so you can get a release. Now I want you to bring the roller a little closer to the knee and just focus on doing 2 really deep breaths and asking that tissue to soften around the foam roller. And then rolling it halfway up the thigh, finding another point of tension and breathing. Okay, you're going to turn towards the mat, and then you'll find the roller coming into contact with the front of the thigh now. And again, staying high up on the forearm, keeping the abdominals engaged gently. You're going to just roll out a little bit at the front. And then you're going to come forward, bringing the roller closer to the knee. And this time you're just going to bend in the knee. Again, thinking about releasing the thigh into that roller. And one more there. And then you're going to come about halfway down the thigh And do that again. And last one. Okay, and then we're going to change sides. So you want to come about halfway down the mat, sitting on top and extending that underneath leg out. And starting by rolling along the whole length of the thigh, it's the iliotibial tract there. Okay, and then just keeping that roller closer to the knee and taking 2 full breaths there. And then rolling a little bit up the thigh. Really, you can think about that tissue melting around the point of contact with the roller. Okay, and turning to face the mat. And rolling along the front of the quads. Okay. And bringing the roller close to the knee, and we're going to bend 3 times. Focusing on the breath and on that release. 3. And bringing the roller halfway up and repeating. And last one. Okay. And you're going to come up off the roller and just send it to the front of your mat, lying on the belly and bringing the wrists into contact with the top of the roller there. So you want the fingers reaching over the edge of the roller so you can really press down. So before we begin, I want you to bring the belly button back towards the spine and lengthen that lower back to protect yourself. Widening through the collarbone and then reaching out through the head to lift the chest up, and that roller will just roll under your hands and come towards you. You don't need to come too high here. You're going to lift one arm and you don't need to come too high here. You're going to lift your right arm and your left leg, and you're going to circle that right arm to the side, looking down towards the fingers, reaching towards your feet. Bring it back and lower down. Other side, right leg, left arm, slicing through the air with those fingers and looking back, bringing it back and lower down. Keep those abdominals engaged, and we lift and circle and back and lower and lift, circle and reach back and lower down. One more on each side, lifting up a little and down. And last one, and this time we're just going to reach out the top of the head and lift the head and chest fully off the mat, coming up as high as feels comfortable for you today, and lower down. And smoothly rolling through. It's really nice that you can get the feedback of this roller to help you sequentially move into that extension. And if you'd like a challenge, you can lift the legs. They might lower down as the upper body comes up, and then send those legs into the air as you come down. 2 more like that. And last one.
Releasing everything into the mat and coming back into a rest position.
And you can actually, because we have the roller, place that on top of the thighs and just release
over for a couple of deep breaths. And 2 more breaths. And rolling up.
Okay, that's the end of that sequence. I hope it's left you feeling both relaxed and rejuvenated. Thanks for joining. Hope to see you again on the mat.